Welcome to Scary Stories with Boomy. Now sit back, grab yourself a glass of wine, and be prepared to be scared. Hello, my friends. It's another Thursday, another time, another night, or day or afternoon, whatever you're listening to this. Scary Stories with Boomy. No, but seriously, it's another Scary Stories with Boomy. If you have scary stories, ghost stories, something that you've personally witnessed, or you witnessed via a friend's witnessing of it, or whatever, go ahead, email me. My email information's down below, theboomyshow@gmail.com. Look forward to some more scary stories. I'm all down. Whether it has to do with the Black-Eyed Kids, not the Black-Eyed Peas, completely different, but the Black-Eyed Kids, or whatever you've been through when you were growing up, or if you were a kid and you were playing around with a ghost or demon or a succubus or incubus. I mean, party on. Let me know. And I will read it on the show, and it'll become an episode. Yes, obviously. So, yes, I hope everyone is having a great week. Oh my gosh, my brain's completely dead. But so far, so good. And as I believe a lot of people are, we are looking forward to fall to get its little butt over here as fast as possible. Because summer can go suck a big one. I am done with summer. I am done with the heat and the humidity. It can go suck an egg for all I care. So, story time. Right. Okay, so there's going to be another story from my experience. This has actually had to do with a dream I had. In fact, I might do two dreams because, I deal with visions and stuff like that. Like I previously said in the last video in this series that, the very reality-based, vivid dreams that I have always come true. Some other dreams are usual more like messages, puzzle pieces to decipher and try to figure out what exactly does this mean and pertain to our lives. And there are some times when a dream is just a freaking dream. You had a dream about sucking on a popsicle, and that's literally all that meant. That's all it is. Or you don't have a dream. Or the dreams that frustrate me the most is you wake up, you're like, oh, I don't remember if I dreamt or not, but yet you have this feeling like, you know what? I'm pretty sure I did, and I'm pretty sure I know about what, but I can't remember any of it. Oh, those are the most frustrating dreams. Am I right? Am I right? Let me know in the comment section below. So yeah, we're going to do two dreams. The headliner of this one is something that happened to me years ago, a dream I had years ago. And I honestly can't remember if I was still living in California at the time, or if this happened shortly after I escaped that state. But it's a dream I remember vividly, and it's been around for well over a decade. And the dream has to, again, do with a demon. But this is a different demon. I gave this demon a name. The name of the demon, I honestly am not entirely sure, and never said it in the dream. Not that I would tell you anyways, because we all know my rule about that. But I gave this demon a name, and you'll understand why I gave this demon this said name as I tell you the dream. So the dream took place in my backyard in Southern California. It's a fairly good-sized backyard for a California house of modest means back in yonder day before everything became way too overly expensive. And I was talking to a girl. I don't honestly know who she was. Not a clue, but she gave me x-rays, and they were of lungs. Don't worry, mine are fine. I just have asthma. But on these x-rays, there was these symbols which look very much like, as you'll see here, the water symbols that you would use in ancient hieroglyphics. And they were two across on each lobe of the lung, and on right and left, it was on each side. And then there was the same symbols on my forehead, which is interesting because it's a water symbol. And I do love water. I'm a sucker for water, a body of water, creeks, anything bathtub, toilet, maybe. I don't know. I love water. I'm drawn to the ocean. I mean, I grew up near it, but I'm drawn to bodies of water, which is interesting because I'm more of a fire person than I am water. But that was part of the dream. And then the dream segues into an apartment. Couldn't tell you where the apartment is. Not entirely sure. But there is a couch in the apartment. And the girl was there again. And she was arguing with this being, this person, who had a bald head at the time. Bald head, shirt, no shirt. Was wearing like raggedy shorts. And they were arguing about something. And I can just remember to this day, the jagged human-like teeth that this creature had. And what really spoke or stood out to me outside of the teeth was this creature's skin. Or better put, what was on the person's or creature's, demon's, whatever, skin. And they were thousands of tattoos of puzzle pieces, blue and yellow, covering the entirety of his skin, which is why I gave this demon a name, Puzzle. That's the name I gave it, because obviously the tattoos that this demon had. So the demon and this chick were just arguing, and I had to sense they were arguing over me. I'm not entirely sure why. To this day, I cannot tell you why they were, and I have not had a dream of this demon since that time. But she started just yelling at him because he wanted to do something. He wanted to get something done. He was about to do something to me or something like that. And I remember the demon walked onto the catwalk, not the catwalk, but to the fire escapes on the side of the brick building. And the way he walked was really weird. Kind of like, I don't know, how you would walk if you've been riding a horse all day long. You're saddle sore, right? Just walking very eerily like that. And with his arms kind of crunched up close to his chest. And just very not normal, not human. And why am I telling this story at 11 o'clock at night? I don't know. But he got onto the fire escape, into like little landing that's on the fire escapes, if you are familiar with those. And at that time, he did have a bald head, but this time he had horns on his head. They were like Loki-style horns. They were big and obnoxious. And he looked up in the sky, and I'm like doing it right now as I'm telling the story. He looked up in the sky, and with these yellow eyes, opened his mouth, stuck out his forked tongue. It wasn't forked tongue, but it's kind of like the tongues you see like in tattoo shops and piercing shops, the like snake type tongue. And he started just like wiggling his tongue, but in a very like, effed up demonic sort of way. And I just remember the dream pulling up from his position as if, he had a drone before those were a thing when I had this dream. And he was just looking up, his arms curled in the air kind of, and he was as if he was calling something, or like he didn't say any words. I didn't get any words from him, but it's just the noise, like just the, oh, this is going to be hobo type of noise that he did just really stuck with me. And then I woke up. I woke up from that dream, and I cannot tell you why I had that dream. I don't understand where that dream came from. And I've tried to research, I tried to study it in my off time because I don't have that. And it's been a dream that has stuck with me ever since and will more than likely stick with me for the rest of my life. Because there's a meaning there. There's gotta be. You don't dream of that crap for no reason. Like, I cannot even think about what was going on in my life at the time that would necessitate that type of dreamscape to happen from the ether. It just didn't make sense to me. Still doesn't make sense to me at this time, but it probably had a meaning. It's probably there. Who knows? Who stinking knows? But that's a kind of eerie thing to have that type of dream. And I remember waking up from the dream kind of freaked out by this creature, because why the hell wouldn't you be creeped out by a creature like this? But that name Puzzle has always just stuck with me because I felt like it was a really good name. And I guess one could pick apart, like, is a puzzle pieces. Obviously, it's a puzzle. I have to put it together, but I don't know how to put it together, right? Blue and yellow puzzle piece tattoos all over the creature's skin. Well, I don't know. But that's very, very intriguing to me. And it's something, as I was thinking about, like, okay, what are we going to talk about on episode number 2? Let's talk about puzzle for a minute. It's a short one. That's why I'm going to do another dream after this that had nothing to do with demons, I promise. But yeah, it's just, I have not had dreams since then that involve demons or anything like that. I don't know if that was like he got the dream, we're good. Okay, next piece, let's give him some bizarre, weird-ass dreams about, I don't know, penguins on pogo sticks. I don't know. But I will definitely let everyone know if I, by chance, have another dream of puzzle. But let me know in the comment section below. Have you had these type of dreams before? Let me know. Email me. Have you had these type of dreams before? Demons or like creatures like this? Be very interested to see, because I think if some people have had these type of situations, it's not just me. If this is a spiritual entity that when you dream, I'm not the only one who has to have experienced this. It typically is not how that works. Typically, if you have a demon doing something, multiple people have experienced things down the line throughout the years by this one entity. That's usually the MO of it all. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I look forward to hearing everyone's thoughts on that one. The second dream. Now, this is more, I don't know if this was a vision, a dream. This happened recently in the past couple weeks. But it was really interesting. It's weird. And this one is just like chock filled with symbolism. And I'm still dissecting it. I might have some answers now, but I'm not entirely sure. But I'm journaling it. And I'm dissecting it, and we're going to get into it. So at first the dream started out with seeing like a galaxy. And there were these two suns in the center of this galaxy, and they were turning, with each other in a clockwise fashion. And I can see these planets around inside the galaxy. And then the dream flashed to being on a planet or something, but like maybe in a bar or, I don't know, other planets. Do they have cafes? I'm not sure. Come on, Starseeds, tell me these things. But it was in like a room with a table, and there's like a group of people, probably about like 10, 12 different people in there, men, women. Everyone had like, science fiction type armor on, and they had guns and everything. I'm a big gun nut, so I'm down with that. But they were celebrating. I felt like I was there, right? I'm looking at everything from my own personal perspective as if I literally there in the room with these guys, and we're celebrating. We had won some major victory. I have no clue what the victory was. Then I get transported to another room, and it's a wooden table, and there's these two women there, to which I know who they are, and whose names will remain anonymous. One woman I specifically know because she was a daughter who passed away very, very young, long when I was very, really young, back in the Coven days. I mean, one can argue is the spiritual guide at this point. But she was there, all grown up, and someone else was there. And they were talking to me as like, we found you finally. There's something you need to do. We need your help, but we cannot solve whatever issue it is without you. We need your abilities to connect to things. Help us out, please. That's the general feeling. I didn't really hear words, but that's the feeling I got from that scenario in the dream. Then that scene abruptly it ends. It finishes. And we're back at staring down at the galaxies. But then the two suns in the middle started like absorbing each other's energy, for lack of a better term. And then they exploded in like supernovas and sent the shockwave out, destroying this galaxy. I mean, I was watching planets just like you would see in any type of sci-fi thing when a planet is destroyed, like rocks hurled all over the place. But these two suns destroyed everything. The two suns became one. Oh, I'm figuring some things out right now. But let me know in the comment section below if you have any idea about that one. But then we were on, obviously, a planet. We were somewhere. And standing in front of me. And I was with these women. They were there with me again. And they had taken me here. And standing in front of me, it was nighttime. And there's bushes and there's some foliage and forests around. But in front of me was this large, probably maybe about 1 to 300 foot tall modern-ish wooden type square wall. And in between, on certain like segments of the wall in lines, were torches. And protruding from the top part of this it's not a cross, but it kind of like if you, like an L, but you cut some of the arm away, that was there. And there were stairs in the back that led up to the top of this giant sculpture structure thingy. And on the ground were these stone like tablets, like just flat stones, or like runic stones you would see from Viking age stuff. And the women, the daughter was holding my hand. Oh, no, she wasn't. The other one was holding my hand and guiding me, like you would guide an old person while they're walking. And my daughter was like just like she had a torch in her hand. It's very Indiana Jones. And they were like pointing at the stones. And when I looked at the stones, there was nothing on them. It was completely blank. But I can feel there were messages and words, runes, or whatever. There was a language underneath the surface of these stones. But it needed to be, chiseled away to be seen or something like that. So no words, no images, nothing like that came from these stones. But you could feel that there was something underneath, just like you needed to unwrap it. And then the daughter said, I need you to connect with this structure, connect with it, let us know what's going on with it. And from what I can understand, like from the feeling I got from it, because everything gives off energy, and you go to certain places, holy crap, this place is old. It has like a very old energy to it. This thing had a very ancient energy, even though it looked extremely modern, but it had a very ancient energy to it. So I reached out my right hand, which is typically what I do to connect to stuff, and I'll explain how I do that probably in another video or episode. And I connected with this thing instantly. And I remember in my dream, I started screaming in pain. Because, I'm also part empath. So I'm absorbing everything. I mean, instantly, even in the dream, I just saw images of thousands of people hanging from this structure. And I can feel their pain, their anguish, their torment, their confusion, their fear, their sorrow, all in an instant. I'm like freaking Obi-Wan Kenobi right there. And I just buckled down. The images, everything, the feelings flashed away. I stopped screaming. I just fell to the ground on my knee. Like, it just broke me. And then I looked up, and I saw these two twin boys, probably a very, Arab or Mediterranean race. And they had to be about 7 or 10 years old. And they're running around the bottom of the structure around the stones. And they were laughing. And I remember one of the names of the child was Remus. Not from Rome. Remus and... Oh, I don't remember the other kid's name. Now I remember. It's Solteris. Remus and Solteris. Those were the names that came to me in my head. With that one, and they were just running around and they were having fun. Like, hey, this place is pretty cool. We're just two kids just having fun, and they're just running around and playing underneath this structure. I remember then being led and seeing my daughter walking up the stairs, guiding me up. Like, I had to see something at the top of this structure to be able to piece together whatever puzzle it is they are trying to piece together. And the woman who was guiding me towards it, and I had gotten up obviously at this point and somewhat recovered and ready to take a nice stairway up to maybe 200-foot structure. but it's the two boys like running around having fun. The two sons. See, like right there, even as I'm talking about it now, thinking about it, I'm like, oh, there's, like I said, there's so much symbolism. But as I made it halfway up the structure, I woke up. I freaking woke up. And it just like, it kind of felt like I was being pulled away from this vision, this dream. Not like, oh, I just woke up. More or less it was more like, no, he cannot see this just yet. That it had that type of feeling. And I have had many recurring dreams that continue. I've had it since I was a little kid, where I've had dreams that throughout the years are dreams I've had before and are just not just recurring, but continuation of these dreams. So very interesting there. But yeah, I have no idea. I mean, obviously, what the message is in that one. I can probably, if I sit down and really think about it and meditate on it, think about what this actually means with everything that's, happened in my life. But that is a dream that I woke up going, there's a big message in this dream. And I feel like I need to look for it. I need to find it. But I know I will not be given all the answers just yet. That is definitely how that dream came off to me. So there you have it. You have two dreams that I've had, one of a demon name puzzle and one of a vision quest of trying to connect the stuff and seeing like the structure I've never seen before. It literally felt like, and I have not watched Star Trek in a long time, but it felt like I was watching an episode-ish of Star Trek. It kind of had like that feel and ambiance to it. But the kids definitely were not Romulan or Vulcans, so we're good there. But hopefully, when I do, and I know I will, have this dream again in its continuation, that I will see what's written on the stones. That's going to be a big one. And what's at the top of this tower. Tower, there you go. That's a better word for it. So I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I've had dreams in the past 7 or so months, for years, honestly, that I walk away with either a name, like I did a couple months ago, like someone gave me a name, and I looked it up, and it's some Aztec name, Caliandria. Yeah, Caliandria was the name I was given. Unsure about this name, not sure if it's a spiritual name for someone who's not awakened yet. I don't know. I looked it up, and one person said, "Oh, it's a spice." I'm like cilantro, but I'm like, I don't think that's the message I was getting. I mean, I love cilantro, but I really don't think that's where it was going. Then there was another dream that said I had to destroy the black key, and it's destroyed, so it's done, it's gone. But yeah, I get those dreams. I get reached out to, and I'll even say my pastor. Yeah, I'm a good church-going boy. Hey, I go there, so don't judgment-free zone. But even he said, he's like, man, I've never, I've only known very few people with your abilities. And oddly enough, one of them was an ex-Satanist. So I'm not quite sure how to take that. And he was like one of the leaders of a satanic church in the South. So I'm really not sure how to take that just yet. Still working on that one. But I guess at one time, I'm just going to free flow this one. At one time I was talking to him, to the pastor, and I was saying, there's this great awakening. Something major is going to happen soon. I feel it. I sense it. I hear the ether, the universe crying out. I think maybe I'll get into just a little bit that there are factions within witchcraft, clans, kin, or whatnot you want to call them, that typically don't get along. For example, the Norse side, which I would side with more that faction, and like for the Egyptian spiritual side, those are two factions that don't typically get along, but they are. Different factions are coming together because there is a great awakening that is going to happen. I was telling him this, and he's like, what's really weird is I had a phone call not too long ago with my friend, the Satanist dude, who's not a Satanist anymore. I think he's a pastor now. But he was pretty much saying the same thing. So that right there gave me some good validation on this. I'm like, okay, sweet. It's just not me. I'm not going insane. But if you get those things, I'm a big believer in test everything, whether it's to scripture, whether it's to like life experiences. Just don't take everything you get at face value. Take all your dreams, all these things with a grain of salt. That's very important. You got to stay grounded in these type of things, or you're just going to go insane and just start doing stupid stuff. And don't do that. Don't do that. Very important. Just don't do that. But you got to also ask yourself, who's sending these messages? Who's doing this? Blah, blah, blah. Or is it just me? Did I have some raw steak the other day and it just did not agree with me? And I Christmas caroled this sucker and I saw ghosts. I don't know. You test all things. I am a big believer that the Bible says test all things to scripture. You can carry that on in any part of your life, no matter what you believe in. Test everything. And the same goes with people who tell you crap. Test it all. Don't, my truth is my truth. That's nice, but test it. Make sure everything lines up. And if it doesn't, party on. Sometimes things will just not line up to us that might line up to other people. But use your intuition. Intuition will typically guide you and not steer you wrong. As a friend once used to say to me, your intuition is your best gift. Use it. You know what to do. So that is something I always do. And I use that in work. I use that in everything. But yeah, there are my dreams. Let me know in the comment section below what type of dreams you've had. Or if you want to keep it more private, email me and we'll talk about those dreams. Of course, I'll keep everything anonymous if you want me to. But yeah, so guys, look forward to more stories down the pipeline. Because I've got tons. I have got tons. And I will be doing some research as well from whether or not it's stuff that I researched and studied while I was the department head of the occult studies department for the ghost hunting group I belonged to years ago. Or just like random things out there in the world, scary stories, haunted places, and all this jazz. So we will cover all that stuff in the Scary Story with Boomy. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It helps us out a lot over here. I'm looking forward to doing part 3, and that should be coming out next Thursday because that's the schedule I have for it. And I like to schedule things, but my life is so hectic sometimes that it just doesn't happen. So everything's contingent whether or not I have time to do it. But I hope you enjoyed it. Again, email me your stories. I can't wait to hear them. Share this with your friends if you like. To me, some of the stuff isn't scary because I've lived it, and I've lived in this life for this type of lifestyle for so long that a lot of things just don't. But maybe it does for you. And I know certain people have certain limits on what they deem scary and what they do not deem scary. And that's totally fine. Everyone has their limits there. But if you dream about a demon with puzzle pieces all over his body, let me know. And I'm looking forward to see what's on top of that tower. Or maybe I'm not. I don't know. Because when I connected with it, it did not give off good vibes. Just saying, that was not a good tower. But anyways, my friends, we'll see you later. Make sure, again, you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and share with all your friends. And hit that bell notification button. It'll let you know when I do produce more videos. And stay tuned for next Thursday's Scary Stories with Boomies. With Boomies? Anyways, my friends, stay scary. We'll see you later.